Thank you for turning to page 121. Today we're going to take a look at the Aslan Mercenary ship set from FASA from 1982. This is the fourth one that was out. The last one I have, I know there was a hotel complex set. I don't have that one, but I am going to be featuring this one. Neat little map sets. I like the way they did this particular set because we got a huge couple of ships in this. This features 2 ships, but it does it in a big way. So with original artwork and writing from the Keith brothers from 1982 from FASA, I bring you Aslan Mercenary ships on page 121. The Aslan Mercenary ships, they're Hero Class Intruder transport and another ship from FASA, approved for use with Traveler. This is back when FASA was a Traveler subsidiary, a licensee, and there is what you got on the back of the box. So you got 2 ships in this. They were both 3,000 tons, which were bigger than what we'd seen to this point. And again, this used to be a box, but they all, when you store them, they crush flat. I like the envelope that they went to in later iterations. This was out in 82, in the few years before we ever heard of Battletech. And actually, the illustration for the cover was done by William H. Keith. So we're going to go ahead and show the deck plans. Now, as I said, in this set, we're only getting 2 ships, but the benefit is we're getting a lot more detail. These are bigger ships. They're 3,000-ton warships. Here are their stats up here. And then you got the opportunity to see it, and the way they printed these was pretty neat, because each level is its own map. So we have that leads to this. And we got the stats on that page as well. And that leads to the 3rd layer. So this would actually be the command deck. So this would actually be the first layer. But tremendous gaming potential on these 3 maps, because I mean, look at the sheer size you have. And this, of course, is an Aslan cruiser. So lots of gaming adventures to be had on this. I actually used to use this as an enemy ship to show my players, give them an example of what it would look like. And then the flip side of these was where the other ship was. So here's the Hero Class Intruder transport. And again, each layer, I'll pull up a little bit so you can see the whole thing. And then I'm going to zoom in. I'll do that in the last one. Each one of these had 1 level of the ship. And this is the flip side of what the Warlord was on. So here we go. There's a Hero Class, the middle level. So again, these are sized. You could play Snapshot on them. You could also just use the little counters to roleplay on them. We did roleplay. We used this one quite a bit. And there you go. The vehicle bays, everything. I love the design of these. I love the drawing. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on some of the verbiage on this. So these were really cool. Nice addition to my collection. These are available through the Apocrypha, I think. Apocrypha 2, I want to say, on the Far Future Enterprise. Don't hold me to that. Look around. And I realize that they're not this size, but it's not that tough these days to run into a Kinko's and get them printed up. The other thing that these books came with were the Mercenary books. There we go. I'll zoom back out a little bit. There we go. So we had book 1 and book 2. And in book 1, you had all kinds of information. There's your introduction. There's the ship itself with all the stats. And then the key for what each deck had. So these are pretty sweet. I love these books. I thought they were an excellent way to give the information to us. And again, these are in the days way before the internet. So to have something like this at your fingertips was very valuable. Okay, a little more. There's a medevac pinnace, a recon pinnace, and then rough notes, and then the back with all the credits. The writing was J. Andrew Keith, and William H. Keith did some of the artwork. Aslan Mercenary Ships, Book 2. This is going to be all the adventure stuff. So here's the Ocelot War. This is a nice little informational on Aslan. Their Regiment of the Falling Knight organization charts. A lot of information on the Aslan that up to this point we hadn't had. And there's the platoon. There's a nice picture of an Aslan. Just neat little books. Very good to have. Come on. There we go. And then the library data. And then the standard. And again, for whatever weird reason, as you collect stuff over the years, you end up with oddments in your collection. I bought a box years ago, a blind box at a hobby store in about 1994. I think I paid $10 for it. And it had it was a magazine-sized box, and it just said science fiction on it. And this thing was chock full. And I got a ton of stuff in there, including some of the old Judges Guild stuff. I got a full set of Mega Traveler, the core rules, plus several expansion books. And I believe that's where I got all these duplicates that I have for the these ships. So pretty neat to have. I keep a set with the ships, and then the others just sit in my with my Traveler stuff. So again, Aslan Mercenary Ships. This is the last of these deck plans that FASA has. I don't believe there were any more. I know that there was a hotel complex. I don't have that. These are the only 4 I ever remember seeing in the wild. And then when my buddy who introduced me to Traveler moved on from Traveler, he sold them all to me. And to which I say, yay. I've had these since the early 80s because of that. And I'm very glad to have them. They still see tabletop use, even though the figures don't really translate. This is more of a 15 millimeter, and I use 25 millimeter now. These still see tabletop use because they're so big and they're so useful. So that's all I've got for today from page 121. If you liked it, please comment below and subscribe to the channel. If you have any suggestions for future videos, Traveler or otherwise, please let me know. And I'll see you next time.